How you doing? I'm Ken Newman, sculptor, Gallery Bellon.
Here we are.
Here we go.
Okay, what kind of sculpture do you do?
Wood and bronze right now. I have about a 30-year history working in raw forms of wood, single pieces, not laminated wood or pieces glued on, and wildlife and figurative in bronze.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit of your history.
History goes way back. As a child, like most kids, I had a proficiency to draw well. And at the age of 10, my parents had the brainstorm that they were going to put me in an art school during the summer months. So I actually quit drawing. And I quit drawing for almost 10 years. I think I didn't draw until I was 19 or 20, and I needed a graphic design for a poster I was doing in college. And that was really the only time I drew after that. And so that was kind of the start of my art, reintroduction to my art. And actually I took an art history class as part of my major and was able to get a class, skirt through a class and not hardly even attend. And I just didn't want anything to do with art. I went walk into an art class for 10, 12 years.
Really? So you wasn't really thrilled?
No, I hadn't won no involvement with the arts.
Oh.
And I came through an era where there was the art involved the north coast of California, which was a counterculture and very cutting-edge abstracts and contemporary artists. A very powerful art movement, one that I was from a blue-collar working community and just disassociated myself with that whole genre.
Now, your wife said 20 years ago you were, who were you?
20 years ago, I was probably just, I was transitioning from a third generation logging profession, which I went back to after college, and transitioning into building custom homes in the Lake Tahoe area of California.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And then why did you branch from construction to art?
Well, I had started in the winters. I branched because in my senior year in college, and actually I went, the 4.5, took an extra semester. I needed 3 units in humanities, and being a senior, I didn't want to do anything extra, and I went to under the humanities was art.
Right.
And so I did what easier, and the library happened to have some wood sculptures in the library, and I thought I can do that. So I went to the art department, and there was no woodworking or no wood sculpture classes, and I, being a third generation logger living in the redwoods all my life, born and raised there, I had an affinity, I thought, to wood. And and being a senior also, I had the audacity to see that, or to challenge the art chairman for an independent study, because they didn't offer anything in their current curriculum on woodworking. And it was, again, a part of negotiation of classes. I had to take another class that was low in students in order to get my independent study. And my actual instructor was had a teaching credentials, but his main role was that he knew woodwork, but was the shop equipment at the university. And so I had an independent study checked in every 2 weeks to show progression of my work. And then at the end I went to the chairman of the art department for a grade and brought my work. And that was, and then that goes with when I got my degree. I got a degree in public recreations, and in that, when they handed me my degree, a law had passed in California that wiped out all those jobs. So I went back and became a third generation logger.
Ew.
And but I had winters off, and in the winters off I started dabbling in sculpting. And
So a lot of trial and error.
all trial and error.
Yeah. So okay, so what was your first piece you sold?
First piece I sold Sculpture, I devolved into working with wood and I did a little knothead sculptor. I dabbled in lots of different things, sold those. The first really sculpture I sold two to the same person, and it was a whale, cow, and calf, and then a raccoon.
Was it pretty big, or was it kind
No,
of?
they were probably, one was probably a 14 inches and the other would probably been 18, 20 inches tall.
Oh. So
Really prized wood. One was of a bird's eye burl redwood
yeah.
and the other was of a Pacific yew tree.
So once you started selling more pieces, if your juices started flowing, and you
No,
got
it has nothing to do with sales.
Well, I mean, it's more of a not pride, but people appreciate your artwork.
No, I don't.
You don't see that?
No. Well, that isn't what drives my work.
Okay, what drives you?
Is just the challenge.
Challenge you see what can come out of your head.
Not what will come out of my head is because every time you sculpt a piece, it's about problem solving, especially in wood, one-of-one wood, because you're dealing with all the idiosyncrasies of wood, of not knowing what's inside of it, and the wood dictates what you what comes of it.
Okay.
And I look at and value my sculptures not for what they sell for or what is how they open the door to the next sculpture, and they're an addiction, and it is my addiction. I'm addicted to sculpting because I cannot not do it now. And that's what drives each piece, is that you never, and I hope I never complete the perfect piece. There's always things that are I feel are wrong that I can do better. And so it challenges me to create the next piece. Whether when I complete a piece, I'm done with the piece. Whatever happens to the piece happens to the piece, and that's
Right.
The sale just allows me to go down the road again.
Yeah, just keep on going. Where do you travel?
Travel all over. We travel probably 9 to 10 months a year.
You stay in your RV.
Stay in our RV, camp. We visit. We just we've crossed America.
Okay, so where do you basically market yourself? Do you go to trade shows? Do you go to?
I do everything from fine art galleries to museum exhibitions to art fairs to you name it. I'll try it, and I'll expose myself from the southwest to the west to the northeast to the east, southeast to the Pacific Northwest. And if we have family we can stop in and visit, we'll try and swing a show somewhere in the United States.
Oh, okay. So, and then Idaho is your main homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever get burned out traveling?
Yeah, after it's been a little over 10 years now sometimes, and especially after this year we've really intensified our schedule because of kind of the economic times to get in front of more people, because that's what it's all about, is getting in front of people.
Right.
And so you have to, in hard times, you have to work twice as hard.
Right. And other things. You try to put yourself in magazines or stuff like that?
Oh, not much, because the downside is it's about just buying an ad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And right now, in this economy, again, magazines have fallen by the wayside right and left, and so what we've tried to associate ourselves are with community-sponsored art events, museums, anybody that is associated with elevating art in their community.